In this live stream, I'm going to be a little bit more quiet than usual because it is 5:32 a.m. Okay, I had a busy day yesterday, and I couldn't wait to be back to continue the build. Now, what we're going to do in this video is this live stream is I'm gonna try to fit a second power supply on this MSI MAG Pano 100LPZ. And the reason why we need a second power supply is because this power supply I got from MSI. Let me get the boxes right here. It comes with two of the new 12 pins connectors for the newest GPUs, but it doesn't have enough PCI Express cables for my 3080. So my plan is to get a 5090, but I also want to connect the 5080 at the same time. Actually, I want to eventually run a dual GPU setup for two reasons. One, NVIDIA deprecated PhysX 32 bits, which is not a big deal because I'm not playing any games right now that have that, but just in case. And also, I want to try lossless scaling frame generation with a second GPU, which I think is going to be very interesting, especially to play at 360 or 500 FPS once I get that monitor, that QD monitor that's coming out this year. So I'm excited about that. I want to be able to run two GPUs. Now, with this power supply, I can easily do that. This power supply is the MPG A1250GS from MSI. It is powerful enough, no question about that. But the thing is, it is so new that it's not. I mean, you're not supposed to buy this power supply, it seems, unless you're planning to get a 5080, 5090, or 9070 XT that has this this pin. So basically, we have this. We have two of these. Let me show you. So this is a power supply. Oh, we have 20 people in the chat. I thought we're not gonna have anyone here because I didn't announce this live stream. How's it going? Yeah, this is gonna be the longest PC build ever. I think we're just getting started. The thing is, I do want to get this working so I can make more videos. I don't want to be just doing live streams only. So how's it going? Doing great. I cannot wait to get this ready, man. 9800X3D in this build. Yes, that's the plan. So right now, 5800X3D, I'm gonna buy the 5090. After that, we're talking about $3,000 plus. So after that, I need to recover. Then I'll buy the 9800X3D. Hopefully we can get a motherboard and maybe a 360 AIO for that CPU. Hopefully we can get that. We can get that from MSI because it's just too much money. After the 5090, the 9800X3D, I think I cannot do it, and I need a new motherboard, new RAM. So it's super expensive. So I hope MSI can help me with that too. So thank you very much, MSI, for sending me these case, the power supply, and the fans. I absolutely love this case so far. I'm going to show you everything about it. I'm going to make a separate video, of course. After I finish building the PC, I'm going to tell you everything about it. All my experience, and of course, my entire experience is documented here in real time. So it doesn't get any more transparent than this. So I will do separate videos later when I finish. So the thing is, let me show you the connectors. We have two of these, and I could find an adapter. Well, actually, I couldn't find it. That's why we're doing this. So we have two of these on the box. Two. So this 600 watts connector is 12 pins, 2x6 connector. Is 600 watts is enough for the 5090. And if I get an adapter, I can connect an adapter, then two. It's just what I need for my 3080. It would work. I couldn't find the adapter so far. The other option would be to find a cable that is 12 pins to regular PCI Express cables. That would be another option. Then the other option, which is something that I'm gonna recommend MSI once I make the videos. This power supply should come either with that cable, which is from these to regular PCI Express, and also come with an additional cable, an additional PCI Express cable, because it only has one. So let me show you. We have three. So aside from these two, from this power supply, we have three PCI Express or CPU connectors out. We have three of them. And I need two of them for my CPU. So the third is this PCI Express one. Let me get it closer. It's difficult to make it focus. Let's see if I can make it focus. Oh, it doesn't want to focus right now. Okay, here it is. Well, it's tough to make it focus. So this is the PCI Express cable. So the thing is, from the PSU side, this connector is exactly the same for the PCI Express cable and for the CPU. But I cannot use the CPU connector on the GPU because the pins don't match. And the shape, the plastic shape of the connector doesn't match either. So it doesn't fit in. So my recommendation for MSI would be to include another of these. So you can either decide to go with two PCI Express for a GPU like mine, and just one for the CPU, or two for the CPU, and then you have one PCI Express connector only. Because for my CPU, this 5800X3D, I do not need to connect both CPU power connectors on the motherboard. I don't need two. And actually, this one doesn't have two, it has 1.5. So I could just connect one, and the other half is not necessary, and instead use that for my GPU. And in that case, I could just use my GPU right now without having to install a second power supply. And then once I get the 5090, then I could use the 5092 with this one. Now, once I get the 9800X3D, then I would not be able to do it because I'm going to need most likely both. Well, actually, no, I don't need that for 9800X3D either. So I could use the 9800X3D. But well, just in case you want to connect both CPU power to the motherboard, then I would need the adapter, basically. We would need from these to regular PCI Express. So that's the thing. So what we're gonna do is we're going to install this power supply inside the case. And we have plenty of space. And I've been thinking, where should I put this second power supply? Should I put it at the top? Should I put it here at the bottom? In the back? And I think the best spot is right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove this fan and this fan. So these first two fans are gonna go, and that's where the power supply is going to be. Now, I didn't want to have to do that because these fans are beautiful, and I wanted to see all of them shining. But ultimately, after the honeymoon is over with all the addressable RGB, I'm just gonna turn it off when I'm actually playing my games. I don't want any lights on the room. I play in a completely dark room. So functionally, it is actually going to improve the airflow of this case if I use these two fans right here at the top. So I have two fans blowing air in from the bottom. These two fans at the top exhausting, and then I have one more exhausting here. I think that's gonna give me an even better airflow. So I fit the power supply here, which of course it has its own fan, and I think that's gonna work very, very well. So let's see how can we get that done. So I'm going to start by removing these two fans, and we will go from there. That's the plan. Let's see. I wasn't expecting to have, we have 45 people in the chat. YouTube never sleeps. I wasn't expecting to have anyone here because it's so early, but it's early for me. We have people all around the world watching. Yeah, this PC is gonna be a monster, bro. A monster. Can you imagine that? 5090 and 3080 at the same time. And look, it's not a gimmick. With lossless scaling frame generation, you know, when you turn it on, of course, think about this. NVIDIA frame generation is much better. It's not even close. The quality is going to be better. But I can use both. But not to use both, but there are some games that are not supported. And I know there's like a global frame generation on the NVIDIA control panel, which you can use. But the thing is, when you turn on frame generation, your frame rate, your base frame rate goes down, and sometimes significantly so. And what is interesting to me about lossless scaling frame generation is that if you have a second GPU, your base frame rate might stay very close to what it was. So the idea of having a second GPU to just double or triple your frame rate is so compelling. And now we have also adaptive frame generation, and lossless scaling keeps improving. So the idea of having the 5090 max out, giving me all the graphics, the highest fidelity possible, and having the 3080 doubling and tripling that FPS for a 500 hertz QD OLED monitor is so compelling to me. And yeah, we need the power. We need the power. We have 750 watts here. We have 1250 watts here. And I want to use it all. Of course, that system is not going to use that much power anyway. But I like it. I like it. I got myself the 5070X 3D for 200 euros. I cannot wait to receive it tomorrow, man. I mean, I don't even need to upgrade the CPU, honestly. I play mostly at 4K, 144 hertz, and my 5800X 3D is good enough for that. In the majority of the games, I cannot get 144 FPS locked due to my CPU. Even with the 5090, I will be CPU bound. But the biggest problem is the games. Sometimes we get a game like Spider-Man 2 that runs like garbage. It doesn't run that bad, but it's CPU bound, especially if you turn on ray tracing and all of that. It drops below 60 with a 5800X 3D. That shouldn't be happening. So that's not the CPU, it's the game. So the problem is the game. But the thing is, sometimes those games are problematic. They look great, like Spider-Man 2, and I want to play it. So what are you going to do? You throw money at the problem. You get a more powerful PC, and you brute force your way to solve it. So that's what it is. So happy for you, brother. Happy for you. That's gonna be a nice CPU for gaming. You're gonna pair that with a 4070 Super. I heard it's pretty okay. The 4070 Super is a great GPU. It's better than this. It's better than my 3080 for sure. And you have frame generation too. Yeah. So that's a great CPU and GPU. CPU GPU combo. That's gonna be very good. So you have the MSI X670E Tomahawk with my 9800X3. Haven't had any issues. Nice. Do I have the same box? Thanks for the Cyberpunk mod, Black HDR mod. So I guess you mean the Reno DX HDR. That's a good one. Definitely check out the Cyberpunk Reno DX HDR mod. Yeah. So let's do it. Let's start going at it. So good morning, everyone. I have until 8 a.m. So we have plenty of time. Hopefully I can get it done. So let me read this comment. Let me get started. I was just about to go to sleep. And then I see the live stream. How is the PC coming along? I mean, right now, if it wasn't because of the GPU connection, the power for the GPU, I can just turn it on. Everything is connected. It's ready. Okay. But of course, we need the power for the GPU. And again, this power supply is overkill for this PC right now. But I don't have the cable. If I had the cables that I need, which is basically, I just need another of these. That's it. If MSI included another PCI Express cable like this, I could just fire this up right now. But I'm gonna get the 5090. I want the dual GPU setup anyway. And I think it's so cool to have two power supplies inside this case. I think I like it. Okay, so even if I could get another cable, this idea is compelling to me. I like it. So I'm gonna do it anyway. So let's go. Let me get these started. Let me clear this a little bit. Get some space. This case is, man, I absolutely love this case. Let me tell you. There is no way I will ever use that case I had again. I'm not gonna throw it away, but I was thinking about it. Okay. I mean, this case is not super cheap. It's over $100. I think it's $120. It's worth it. Okay. If I cannot get another case, and I want to build another PC in the future, because once I have the 9800X3D with a new motherboard, new RAM, the dual GPU setup is compelling, but I might just build another PC. Or maybe if I can get in the future a 9070 XT, an AMD 9070 XT, that would be interesting for me to try AMD with HDR, maybe see if there's any difference in the settings and the control panel and all that, to have more to share. For that second PC, there's no way I'm going to use the old case. Once you see these, there's no going back. It's just the way we work as human beings. Once you see better, you don't want to go back. So there's absolutely no way I will ever waste my time building a PC in a $30 case. Okay, because you see how long it has taken for me to build this PC. Of course, I'm not hardware unbox or Linus Tech Tips or Gamers Nexus, who have done this many times. I will get more practice in the future. I can do it faster. But I am very meticulous anyway. So sometimes I take longer because I want to, So all the time that I spend is worth a lot. And this is my passion. So there's no way I'm going to ever spend my time on a $30 case again. No way. So yeah, it's done. We got a new level here, and I'm not going down. So that's the thing. I always wanted to save the money with the case, but once you see something nice like this, yeah, there's no going back. So let me get this power cable out of the way. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. And I'll be reading your comments, so feel free to drop it. Let me get this ready. Let me clean this up a little bit. We have a mess here of screws. Let me, the zip ties and all this stuff. Let me put this together. And out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to remove these two fans. For that, I'm going to start with this one at the bottom. We just disconnect the fan like that, very easy. And then we have two screws right here, if you can see that. So we just have two screws here at the bottom to take the whole thing out. And all these fans are connected with a single cable because they have a magnetic joint that transfers the addressable RGB and the power at the same time. So that makes it very, very clean. Almost no cables at all. That's a great design. I really like it. And I cannot wait to see these fans on and see all the lights. Let's go. So after that, I just need to lift it. And that's it. We have a knob here. That's it. So I'm going to remove this fan. And I have to also soften these screws to remove the magnetic joint. Not that much, just a little bit. So look, see how cool this is. We have a joint here. I just need to, and it's magnetic. It's like this. Boom. It snaps in ferociously. I love that. We're gonna put this over here. And we have another one on the other side. That's it. And the fan stays there because it also has a magnetic force with the other fan and with this, which is metallic. I'm gonna have this fan over here. It's a beautiful fan. Look at this. I love this fan. All of that is addressable RGB. There's a bunch of colors. I think it's like 33 separate LEDs, I think. Well, actually, they have the box right here. It is well, I read it the other day. I think it's like 33 lights. It's like a lot. So we got that. I'm gonna remove this one at the bottom. So this cable is going to go. To remove that, I need to remove the fan.
You see, I remove all 4 screws and the fan is still there. So what I have to do, let me remove here, remove the connector. So this connector allows you to daisy chain these fans. So you can daisy chain like 12 of these, I believe, if you have enough fans, of course. So that is insane. So I have to remove this fan. So to remove it, I need to remove the joints. Now, how do I do that without having to remove the rest of the fans? I don't have a space, actually. You know, I'm gonna have to remove all the fans, actually, because I don't have enough space to remove the hubs. But that's okay, because removing fans is not that difficult. It's just 4 screws per fan. Yeah, they go together, so that's why I have to remove them, to remove the hub that puts them together. It's magnetic. The thing is, I don't have space to remove that magnetic piece. And it is great that the fans stay even after I remove the screws, because in that way, I don't need to hold it from the other side. Although it might fall if I apply force. By removing the screw, I'm applying force, so it might go down. No, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm missing 1 screw. Yeah, just 1 screw left. It's gonna go down because I'm applying force. It's so big, I cannot reach. I can apply force to remove the screw, the last screw. That's it. We have these. Now, I'm gonna remove the connector. The fans. There you go. It's like a GPU. A giant GPU cooler. So now, I'm just gonna remove this last one. This is magnetic force. So, we got that done. Now I'm going to, should I wait to put them back? Let me just put them without screwing them to see if it will fit first. 24 pin. This 24 pin power connector got on the way. It actually weighs too much. It's not gonna stay unless I screw it. I'm gonna screw it. Screw it. Yeah, once we have one, it stays in place. They says in Spanish that Thermaltake has the cheapest AIOs. He got one for $55 at Costco. Or $55 for a 360 AIO. It's concerningly cheap. But I think all those come from the same place. So it might not make any sense to spend more money on a more expensive one. They might be about the same. Oh, we got a lot of comments. I'll read your comments, but let me try to advance, see if we can finish. Did he say he didn't have enough cables? Why can't you use your old GPU cables? They don't fit. They don't fit the wires that go to the power supply are different. They don't fit, like, physically. The plastic connector doesn't fit. It's not gonna work, and it's not recommended anyway. No, it's not gonna fit. What I thought, and thank you very much, Dan was helping me on the previous stream. He helped me a lot. Thank you very much. So what I thought is that I was gonna be able to use the CPU connector on the GPU, but no, because it's different. It doesn't even go in. It's different. So I have to go this way. This is the way to go. And I like the idea anyway, so I think it's fun. You have to install two power supplies. That's a lot of fun. I'm putting it as high as possible just to give it more clearance for the power supply.
Oh, I forgot to connect the last one. Well, the joint is gonna be easy because it's from here. So I have space here to connect the joint. It's not a problem. So I'm just screwing these fans in the back because I want to make sure the power supply is gonna fit at the bottom. I believe so. I mean, there's plenty of space. Plenty of space here. Nice. So now let's give it a try. Let me connect these hub. This is to daisy chain the fans. Goes in. Gonna make these. Connect this. Oh, this one. It's good. Oh, I forgot to. Oh, I forgot. Hmm. Man, I'm gonna have to screw it again because I forgot to put this corner here. Let me see if I can fit the corner without having to. This corner right here, I forgot about this one. This is again, it's like a magnetic plastic. It should. Let's see if I have space here for it. No, I don't have space. I have to remove it. I have to remove it. Well, oh, I think I have enough space already. Let me do it from here. I think it is. Yeah, it should be that corner. There you go. So that just snaps in ferociously. There you go. We're ready to screw that back in. I'm increasing my screwing skills. And I think after building a PC like this, next time I would do it so much faster. It's not even close. I mean, knowing how to do it is like 90%. There are some people who like to always have the same, like if I were to build the second PC, I am more likely to want to have exactly the same case than to get a new one, just to make it easier for me. However, because I have the YouTube channel, it would be better to have a different one just to have more content instead. But for me, after I know how to use a case for a second PC, I just want the same. Especially if it's this one. I'm trying to get this in. Oh, of course, it doesn't go in. I need to remove the screw. Because the screw, what happens is that the screw, once you put these things in, the screw goes into these holes. So you have to remove the screw from the back, otherwise these joints don't go out. So that is an extra mechanism to make sure the joints don't go out. Now it should be easy to snap. Huh. Different? Did I put it wrong? Let me see. Let's see which one is this. Take this out. It snaps so hard. Oh, because it has a screw, of course. So, man, why is this not going in? Man, I'm gonna have to remove the whole thing. Let me see. Let me see this one. Oh, I know. I see why.
Oh, I put it the wrong way. I put it the wrong way. It's a T. So the thing is, this is a T shape, and this connector is not the T shape. It's the other one. So I have to reverse it this way. Oh, I put it wrong. Oh no, it's pull in from the bottom and pull out sideways. Not sure what you're referring to. Yeah, I do have a flashlight on my phone, which is the one I'm using for recording. But yeah, it will be useful. If it doesn't work, we at least have some good content. Either way, it's fine. I think it should work. It should work. Let me get this done. You have to reverse it. You have to reverse it. I think it's gonna work. Now for the new powers, for the old power supply, if you wonder, I have the 24 pin. This power supply came with this thing. Let me get it out so you see it. This is the 24 pin. See what this does? This piece, what it does is that it puts together two of the pins to simulate like there's a motherboard that's on, basically. The two of these pins are going to make contact, and that allows the power supply to work even without it being connected to a motherboard. So this power supply would be on all the time, and yeah, so it would be like on all the time, and that should work for the GPU. So the power supply will be for the GPU alone, for the 3080 alone. That should be good. So let me get it out of here. That should work. That should just work. It just works. Okay. Okay. Let me go to finish here. Removing these screws. Yeah, I need one of those hats that come with a flashlight at the top. That would be cool for this stuff. Well, this is easy. I'm just removing 4 screws from the back of the fans. There we go. Now what I have to do is I have to flip it. The reason why I thought it was fine is because there was a hole here already. So this is what I have to do. Now this one. So now these, I would replace these by, so let's see. Make sure I get it right this time. So I would need this corner. I would need this corner. So now I need this corner here. It only goes one way. So I need this one and this one. So these, no. I need, yeah, this is a T and T. That's how it works. So you work here and here. So these are the T shape, the ones that are like this. Because there's two different shapes. One is this one, and on the other side is different. So there's only one way to get it right. Let's see. There's only one way to get it right. So the daisy chain connector doesn't go on this one. It goes on the other one. It goes on this one. So we connect that before I put it in, just to make sure. There you go, it's in. And I'm gonna connect this one too. Just to make sure I get it right this time. There you go. So now we know this works for sure. Got one in. Two. Three. Four. Five. Six. Seven. 8. So now the moment of truth. Let's see how can we screw that power supply at the bottom. I'm going to the plan. So here's where we have the screws. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The plan is to screw that at least with 2 of these. At least use 2 of these that are parallel I don't need to use these two. It would be great if I can use these, but I think only with two, it will be fine because the power supply is going to be resting on the floor anyway. So it will be resting here. But it's too big. It doesn't fit underneath. Of course, I can try like that, but if I try like that, then the GPU is not gonna fit. If I try these, the GPU would not fit. And of course, yeah, it's not gonna fit because of the GPU. So if I try like this, it's okay. The other option is at the top, and at the top, I don't have a way to hold all the screws. I would need to do like an adapter, which I could do, like a piece of metal with 4 holes, customized for this, and then fit it here. I could. There's a way, but this is not very elegant, to say the least. Now, what I could try. Oh, wait. I could try to hold it here. Yeah, I could try to hold it here instead, but it would be too close. Let me see. If I hold it here, the thing is, a 5090 might not fit. I might have to get a liquid cool 5090 or a Founders Edition. That's not bigger than my GPU. But if I get a monster 5090, it's not gonna fit. Let me show you a better angle here. It will fit. Some way or another, we're gonna make it work. It will fit, but let's see. You could get a new case for less than a water-cooled 5090. A new case with two power supplies. I guess I'm sure there are some. So I'm using 2 power supplies because the new power supply doesn't have the usual PCIe Express. It only has one of them, and I need 2 of these for my GPU. And because this new power supply is for 5090, 5080, it has the latest 12-pin power connector. Yeah, actually has 2 of them. But it only has 3 PCIe Express outputs. 2 of them are being used by the CPU, and the other one is not enough for the GPU. I need 2 of them. Now, if I get a cable, so basically the only thing I need, I just need another of these. I need a cable that's exactly like this, and that will fix the problem. I just need another of these cables. So my recommendation for MSI is gonna be just include another of these cables. It will fix my problem completely. But now, who can find this cable alone? That would be. You need to remove the 4-pin, but it doesn't fit. If I remove the 4-pin from the CPU, it doesn't. That cable doesn't fit the GPU because it's different. It's different than the PCI Express cable. It has a different connector. It doesn't even go.
You only need one 8-pin. Yeah, I understand that. But the thing is, the other cable is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I only need one 8-pin for the CPU, exactly. But so then this power supply has two more outputs that I could use, but I would need another of these because in the box on this power supply, there's only one of these. The other one is an 8-pin for the CPU, which has a different connector. So this end is the same. The end that goes to the power supply is exactly the same. But this end that goes to the GPU, the PCI Express part, is different. So all I need is to get another of these cables, and that fixes everything. I can use my GPU. I can even use this GPU with a 5090. And if I get the 9800X3D, I think even a single CPU 8-pin will be enough. I think it's like 300 watts. The 9800X3D, I think, should be fine with that. But if I need another one, then if I need to use those two, then I can just get an adapter. The other solution would be to buy a cable that is 12 pins, and it goes from 12 pins to this 4x8 or even just 2x8. So 2 PCI Express, basically. From 1 to 2 PCI Express, that's all I need. So I need either of those cables. I need to find, but those cables need to be compatible with this power supply, which is tricky. Yeah, but the thing is, where is that cable? Because I search in everywhere. I cannot find this cable by itself. If you do me a favor, tell me where I can find this cable. This MSI cable, exactly like this. Just tell me where I can find it. I'll buy it. In the motherboard, some 8-pin cables split. Yeah, my 8-pin cable splits. In my earlier comment, test the 3080 behavior with just one PCI Express. It should show a safety message. Let me see. Check your GPU safety behavior with just one PCI Express. Then, if there is a safety message, it's probably better to use one PCI Express from each PSU for sync. Oh, interesting. Really? Do you think it could be a problem? You think it could be a problem to use both PCI Express from the separate power supply? And I would get a message? Check your GPU safety behavior. So you're recommending me to try to turn on the PC with just one cable, one PCI Express, and then I will get a safety message. And then I should use this one and just one from the other one. I was not expecting that there was a sync issue. Why would there be a sync issue? Why would they have to be in sync? It's just power. Of course, I don't understand that. I'm missing something. We'll get to the fans soon. Finally mounted fans for airflow. What are you doing? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use these two fans, these two extra fans. I think I'm gonna get a better airflow because with these two fans, I'm gonna put them at the top right here, at the top right here. So I will have two fans from the bottom blowing air up, and these two fans at the top exhausting. And then I have exhaust also from here. And then these two fans will be exhaust too. I think that's gonna actually give me a better airflow than what I had set up. But let's see. Have to check it out. But I think it's gonna be better. We have gaming tech here. How's it going? I'm trying to install two power supplies to use my GPU in a 5090. Because the thing is, this power supply doesn't have. I'm missing one more. I'm missing one more cable because this power supply only comes with the original, with a 12 pin power connector for the 5090, 5080. It has two of them actually, but it only has one PCIe Express and two for the CPU. And I need another one of those. You want to see the old power supply? So the old power supply is the Seasonic Focus Plus 750 watts. What do you want to see the back? The old cables? They are not the same. These cables, the ports, I mean, here in this end, they are the same, but it's not the same. The connector that goes to the power supply is not the same. So that's the issue. But yeah, I think this will work. Let me try to connect that at the bottom. Try to screw it at the bottom. We'll go from there. But how the integrated power manager uses, okay, let's see. Yes, but how the integrated power management uses both the slot power and connector power to do the boot up sequence. So you're asking how the integrated power manager uses both the slot power and connector power. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I understand what you're saying. Because the GPU also gets power from the PCIe Express. Yeah, you are right. But how? But how having one? I understand if you have just one power supply, everything's perfect. But how would that sync? So if I use one from the new power supply and one from here, this one's gonna be in sync. But how would this one be in sync? So it would be still out of sync, or it wouldn't matter. You just need to be able to put in sync one of these, and then the PCI Express. I'll get one of these, the PCI Express cable. Yeah, the thing is, I only have one, and I need two with the new power supply. I need two of the old ones, basically. This power supply has two of the new ones, the 12 pin power connector. So then that's why I need my old one. Unless I can find another of these. I just need to find another of these cables somewhere. Remove the cable from your old PSU. Show me the PSU end of the cable. It's different. It's different. It doesn't come. I'm gonna show you. It doesn't come. Let me get this out of here. It doesn't have the same it doesn't have the same like, you know, square. There's some are like squares and some are different. It's not the same. It doesn't go into the new power supply, and also the metal inside the connector is different, so it doesn't work with the new power supply. This should be standardized, man. All these power supplies are made. There are like three only manufacturers of power supply, really, and the rest of these companies just use the power supply from them and just slap a logo. Same as with the OLED monitors. The OLED monitors are like QD OLEDs coming from Samsung, WRGBs coming from LG, and Asus, MSI, Gigabyte. They just slap their brand and software and all that. So it should be standardized. I don't know why it's so complicated. Why we have different on the power supply end? I don't know why we have differences. It should be exactly the same. Now, I think it might be easier to find, if it exists, it might be easier to find one of these 12 pin connectors from these 12 pin to these PCI Express. I think that's gonna be an easier cable to find because those are standards. There's no way this 12 pin cable is gonna be different. And there's no way this PCIe Express cable is gonna be different. Those are standards. So it doesn't have to be MSI. It can be any brand. And if I can find that cable, that would work perfect. There is a standard PCI Express AP PSU cable. So the thing is, the one that I'm using on the CPU is different. It doesn't fit the GPU. Am I wrong or Bruno is wrong? It comes with only one PCI Express for GPUs. It is the same on the end for the GPU, but not on the power supply. Yeah, that's what it is. And the power supply end is not the same. So that's why I'm saying I think that the easiest cable I can find that should work without issues is the 12 volts. Because this is the standard. All the power supplies have exactly the same 12 pin connector. And I guess that because 5090s are all the same, so the different power supplies should not have a difference. Now on the power supply end, could be different, but the reason why I strongly believe it should work is because these two are the same, are exactly the same. Like there is no distinction whatsoever on this 12 pin connector between the one that goes to the power supply and the one you're supposed to connect to the GPU. They are exactly the same, interchangeable. So because of that, any of these 12 pin connector that I can find with a PCI Express end should work. So there has to be a 12 pin connector that has 4 of these PCI Express ends. So that would be a perfect solution because this power supply has 2 outputs. It has 12 volts. It has 2 of these 12 pins outputs. So I use one for the 5090, the other one for the 38. That would be perfect. But my 38 doesn't have this. So that's a problem. Very dangerous to mix cable, yeah. Even if same plastic geometry, the pin out could be different. Need to test voltages and sense pin out. Just find MSI cable for him. Yeah, see if someone can find if someone can find an MSI cable where I can get it, I would just go and buy that and fix the problem. Yes, can't you contact the maker and ask for an 8-pin for a specific PSU? But here's the problem. I don't want to reach out to MSI for this because my guess, maybe I am wrong, they have the products brand new. Like, if I cannot find MSI selling this cable, for example, if MSI doesn't sell this cable, the solution that MSI would offer me would be to send me another power supply, and I don't want that. I think that's too much to ask to solve the issue. So they're most likely they are not going to have a cable like this that they can send me, and I will pay for it. But the thing is, if they don't sell it, the solution they're going to offer me is to send me another power supply, and I don't need another power supply. This power supply is what I need for the 5090. So that's the problem. I think the easiest solution would be to find the 12-pin connector with two PCI Express. That would be the easiest solution, I think. There should be a Y adapter for 6 plus 2 cables. Yeah, but the thing is, the Y adapters are usually for the reverse, which is you have this situation, you have 4 PCI Express, and then you have 4 female PCI Express going to one 12-pin connector. But what I need is the reverse. I need the female. So in that case, if I were to get an adapter, I would need a female 12-pin connector. So I would need a female for these, and that to male PCI Express. That's what I would need. But I think instead of an adapter, it would be better a cable that goes 12-pin to this. I think that would be better. But either works. No, Y adapter is also for getting 2 connectors out of the one cable. 2 connectors out of one cable. Yeah. Ariel, forget adapter for the 12-pin. It's a bad idea. There are plenty for 8-pin or 8-pin PCI Express. Okay. Well, if someone can find the MSI cable or the adapter or anything, post let me know where I can get that. I say for the time being, use the old power supply, the MSI power supply you're trying to is focusing on the new GPUs. Yeah. I mean, I could do that. But the thing is, yeah, right now I can connect my whole PC with the old power supply. But I want to work on the cable management and having everything set up. So when I get the 5090, it's only just slap that in. That's what I want. So yeah, that's what I don't wanna use the old power supply, because then I have to replace it and replace all the cables and do the whole thing again when I get the 5090. That's the problem. So the motherboard I have is the Asus TUF X570 Asus TUF Wi-Fi Evo Plus or Evo Wi-Fi Plus, something like that. Just buy one more pre-built. Which GPU you tested this? Okay, let me see. Let me try. Let's try this. Let me get this out. Now, Bruno, the thing is, I see your point with the sync issue. Can you search a little bit more about that? I was not expecting that to be an issue. Why? I don't understand. Why would I have an issue connecting both to the GPU? I see that the GPU is getting power from the PCI from the PCI Express port, but yeah, I can use just one. I can use just one and then use the one from my power supply. But I wanted to have more. I mean, to get this power supply in to just use one. I thought it was a better idea to. It would be more efficient to just use the whole power supply for the GPU and not just one. But yes, I would like to know that for sure. This should be the right one. Can you see the link? Okay, let me see. So you drop it. You drop a link in the chat. Seems like YouTube is deleting the link because I don't see it. Can you name the? I don't see any link. Tell me the name or the website. Let me get this out and see if I can get the power supply in. Okay, get this. Connect this. Okay, let's see how can we connect. Screw this power supply in like this. Again, it doesn't fit like this. So to like this, I could just screw two of the. I could just screw two. Let me remove this connector so I can remove this connector so I can rest the power supply on the table. Let me. These are hard. I did clean this power supply as good as I could. So now I need to at least I need it the other way. So the fan goes like this. Well, that's the problem. Oh no, it's this way. This way. Yeah, it's this way. Now I have perfect. I have one. I could connect one here. The other one is here. Or I could connect it here. Now if I do that, it's gonna be offered to screw pass. Okay, I can screw. So I think this is gonna be perfect. I can actually screw all of them. 3 of them, actually. 3 of them. 1, 2, 3, yeah. I can screw 3. So that's good. Let me get these screws. These. Got 1. Now I need more space for that screw. Get another one. Huh. I'm gonna have to go for the screws. Let me go for the screws. I have them here. Let me see if Gaming Tech posted the. Okay, let me see. Yeah, YouTube always blocks the links. You have to tell me the name of the site and the name of the product so I can find it, because yeah, that's how we learn new stuff. Nice to see you guys experimented. That's how you learn new stuff on your own and are unique. Most people have no clue how to come up with solutions themselves without watching YouTube guides. Well, in this case, we have the community here helping. Otherwise, I would have to go on YouTube to learn something. Site is mod IY. Okay, let me see. So what do I search on that site? What's the name of the cable? Individually sleeve, modular cable, GPU. Okay, let me see. Let me find that. Mod Y. Okay, let me go. Mod Y. Let's see if I got the name right. Oh, you sent me the link on WhatsApp. Okay, I have to check the things. I'm using the phone to record. That's why I didn't see it. I'll check that out. Let me see if I can mod IY. Let me see if I can find it on this site, and then I will check your link. Mod IY, and the name of the cable is
individually sleeve modular cable GPU. Oh, I see. So this one, it says individually sleeve modular cable GPU for fractal design. Would that work? Oh, I don't see the one for MSI. Let me see if I can find the one for MSI. Now that I'm on the site, individually sleeve modular cable for MSI. Let me copy these on the search. MSI. Oh, here it is. $15. That's great. So it is not original. It's from this company, but if they slap the MSI logo there for compatibility, it's because it works. So this is let me see, 8-pin to 8-pin or 8-pin to 6-pin direct modular cable for plugging into PSU and GPU directly. Okay, so this sounds good. I will buy it. Let me see the settings they have. Seems like they have different colors and stuff. Okay, I'll check that out. Thank you. I'm gonna check that out. Check if the 12 volt 2x6 form your PSU are equal. Maybe one is adapted. Check if the 12 volts 2x6 form your PSU are equal. I don't understand what you mean. They are both the same. They are both the same cable. This power supply comes with two outputs. You can use two of those 12 pins. So we're trying to use two power supplies because the new power supply doesn't have, it only has one PCI Express cable. We need two for the GPU. Check if the cable is compatible with your specific PSU. Yeah, I once said MSI. So, but yeah, of course, I would have to check. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can get this done. We got one. Oh no, this is gonna be a problem because the power's not gonna go. Oh no, that's not gonna work. How am I gonna get how am I going to get the power cable? This is not gonna work. Yeah, this is not going to work. Let me see. Yeah, I could flip it. The problem is the power. The power cable is too thick to turn so sharp. Yeah, there's no way this is gonna work. I could just screw. No, there's no way this will work. No way. I might just have to. I might just have to sit it there, boom, just like that on top of the case, and not screw anything. Just
like that. It's gonna be fine. I mean, we have all these connectors, and I can hold the connectors somewhere so the power supply is not like, oh, you know what we can do? Oh, we have the GPU. We have the GPU holder actually, so I can use that. Why is this? I can use that actually. Let me. I don't know where this is. Where is this coming from? Oh, probably from one of the fans because they have magnetic. Oh, I forgot. I have to connect these. I didn't connect it because I wanted to cable manage this cable. So I have that pending. Let me leave it outside so I don't forget. So I'm gonna do this. I'm going to try to use the GPU because this case has a GPU holder right here, and I could use that to hold the power supply in place, or at least to help a little bit, so it is not floating. It's not floating around. So let's see if I can use this actually. You see, I'm gonna show you this thing. This motherboard, this case, I'm gonna show you. It has this bracket that I mounted that is designed to hold your 5090, but the 5090 has to be a monstrosity. It has to be this big for this to be usable because the highest spot is not even half. It's not even close to reach my 3080. So basically, when they designed this case, they were like, okay, this case can hold any GPU, but if it's beyond this point, we need this supporting bracket because your GPU is way too big. So I'm gonna try to use this for the power supply. If I can. Let's see if I can actually fit. I can fit it here, no problem. It's not gonna be. No, this will go to the. Let's see. If I put it against. If I do this. The power supply doesn't even fit. Let's see. Actually, it does. Oh, let's see. Actually, it does. It does kind of help, but it's tilted. It just. Actually, this works. This works. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, but it helps, and I can also
I can also have it against here, and I can help it with these a little bit. And yeah, once I have the cables and everything, it's gonna be fine. Now, the power connector is super thick. This is a monstrosity. Oh, it's not that thick. I'm gonna have to. Can you imagine the means if I if if I have the power, this power is straight up right here. People are gonna be like, why? Why is that power supply at the front of the case like this? It's gonna look sick. Can you imagine that? Once I have the 5090 and the 3080, and I have this power supply like this in the middle. That's gonna be crazy. I like it. I like it. I like it, man. How's it going from Greece? Let's see, man. So it is 7:15. I have until 8. At 8, I have to finish because I have to start working. I work from home, but I have to start working. I cannot keep the live stream. But we still have some time. I think we can get it done. Let me connect these. Let me connect these fan. Connect this fan here. So let me get this cable out of the way for a moment. And then we're gonna see if I can bend the cable. I think I can bend the cable 180 degrees, turn it. I think it's gonna be fun. Let me connect this real quick. There you go. So let me screw this in. I'm gonna screw this in. So now the screws for that are these two. They are unique screws, I believe. I don't like that because if I lose these screws, then I'm screwed. Let me connect these. Get this in. I'm gonna plug in the cables for the power supply. So I'm gonna do what Bruno is recommending actually. I'm going to only use one of these cables and the other one is gonna be from the power supply because Bruno was raising a concern when it comes to the sync because the GPU is getting power from the PCIe Express and also from here. So if I have this power completely separated
it might be there might be like a syncing issue. I don't know about that. I was not aware of that, but I don't want to risk it. And what he's saying makes sense. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this one from my power supply, and this one. So this one from the 1250 power supply, and this one from the 750 power supply. That's what I'm going to do. Let me connect this one so I have it already. Should be right here. Let me move the light for myself. Let me move this light for a moment here so I can see better. Connect this part. Good. And I'll change it back. Actually, let me turn on the light from the room so I can turn that on. Now I see well. Let me connect these. So I'm connecting the only PCI Express cable this power supply has. The only 8-pin PCI Express cable the power supply has. So this one is going to come from below. Also, now that I'm here, let me connect let me do the cable management for these. This is the USB for the Wi-Fi Bluetooth card that I have. So I just wanted to improve the cable management by doing this. Of course, I'm gonna have to work a lot on the cable management after I finish. Let's see. So, I wonder what. I think I'm missing one. Oh yeah, I missed one cable. I missed an LED cable from the front. From the front panel. I missed an LED cable. That was very small. It slept through the cracks. I need to figure out where to connect that. Let me change the light so I can see So I do that. Okay, let me see some of the comments. We got a lot of comments. Let me. Okay, stop and read. What should I read? Get rid of the second CPU stuff. Let's go back to basic. But I want to turn it on. I don't want to wait until I get that new cable. Okay, let's see what you. His second PSU ain't even going to turn on unless he jumps it. No, look. I have this. Look. This came with a power supply. What this does is basically it allows you the power supply will turn on. If I just do this, it will turn on because it will think it's connected to the motherboard. This is putting together the two pins that the motherboard puts together when you turn on the PC. So it will turn on. It will work. Maybe you didn't see that part. I showed that at the beginning. Yeah, you don't see two power supplies every day. I like it. So this power supply is the MPG A1250GS. It seems to be an amazing power supply, but it doesn't have the old PCI Express cable for connectors. Yeah, I guess it would work, but of course, I'm not gonna be able to play games at full power with that. So I'm not gonna be getting like 60 FPS in the meantime. Yeah, I was surprised when I got that power supply, the Seasonic Focus Plus Gold. It came with that with the jumper, and I remember that. I'm like, I kept that in mind. I'm like, oh, this is nice. I might need it one day. Look, here's the day. So I'm gonna be using the PC like this until I get the cable. I will order the cable, and then yeah, until I get the second cable. When I get a second cable, then I might remove it, or maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll keep it. And so far the only concern I have is what Bruno mentioned with the sync issue. I would like to make sure that the cable has one more 12. Yeah, so as I say, this power supply has two 12 pins power connectors for the new GPUs. It seems like they were expecting to get 5090s with two 12 pins, which would be better, so they don't catch on fire. This power supply would be perfect for that. For one 5090 with two 12-pin connectors, it would be perfect. And actually, we might get that with a 6090, or maybe a 5090 Super or TI, or what was the name? The AI GPU. No, what's the name? I forgot this Titan AI. The Titan AI. that might have two 12-pin. Math science parents, who am I? So try new PSU with only one cable. Also read the chat for the AWF. Read for the chat the AWF of the cable. AWG. Can you post that again, because I have a lot of comments. I don't see the. Can you post that again, Bruno Boyas? I don't see the comment. Okay, let me see. It depends on the AWG of the cable. I don't even know what the AWG is. So Bruno, if you can figure that out with this, I mean, this is the power supply I'm using for the second power supply. Seasonic Focus Plus, and this one is 750 watts. And the MSI is the MPG. It's on the description of the string. MPG A1250GS. So if you can figure out exactly that part, I thought it was gonna be fine using the both. I thought it would be fine using both of the PCI Express from the second PSU, but Bruno is saying that there might be a sync issue. Let's see. There will be no issues. Not sure what the sync he's talking about. The GPU will draw as much power as it needs. So what he's saying is that the GPU also draws power from the PCI Express, and the PCI Express power is related to the main power supply. So to sync the PCI Express power with the GPU power coming from here, it would be better to use one of the connectors from the original power supply. I mean, I can do that just in case, because I have the connector. It's not going to hurt anyway, but I thought it would be more efficient to use, to have this power supply giving the power for the GPU. I thought that would be more efficient. So then both power supplies would be, massively underutilized. Respect people. So I don't know what's the issue. Okay, let me see. Only the PSU side is the same. The connector that goes into the motherboard will be different for that GPU. Will accept. Yeah, it's going good, man. We're doing some science here. It is a smart card. It draw what it needs. Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna be a problem, but I'll try what Bruno said, because Bruno knows a lot, and why not? It's not gonna hurt anything. I don't think it would be worse, so why not? So what I'm gonna do is, let me get this connected again. I'm gonna get these connected again. Sure they are in. Connect these. Now this power supply can draw based on the description. This is the Seasonic, based on the label. Let me show you the label. This power supply says that it can draw all the 750 watts. It can draw that from the 12 volts. So it shouldn't matter if I connect the PCIe from these two, or from these two, or these two. But it is something that I thought, would it be better to connect these two? Like, what would be more efficient? These two crossing, like this one and this one, I don't know, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 actually. So I'm surprised that this MSI power supply doesn't have these old connectors just for legacy support. But yeah, I guess you get the right tool for the job. So if you're getting a 5090, you would not care about that anyway. But I do care because I want to use my 3082. So yeah, no, the thing is, let's see if I can connect this power. So let me get everything through. The thing is, I have to do it this way. So let me get these cables through the hole for cable management purposes. Let me get these. Well, actually, if I'm gonna use one PCIe Express only, from this one, let me unplug one of them. Let me unplug one of them. Get rid of one of them. I'm gonna just use one from the old power supply, like Bruno recommended. And then get these close. Well, actually, because of the cables, I cannot get it all the way down unless I bend the cables. I can get it like diagonal like this. If I get it diagonally like this, this helps too. The thing is, this is not gonna help because the support, anti-sag support that I have on this case, I can tight the screws so it supports up and down. But well, actually, yes, there's a screw to tight that. There is a screw I can use to tight that too. Let me get it high. Yeah, I will get it here, and I would tight this screw. Yeah, that makes sense. So I'm gonna remove that, tight these into place, and then put it back. And then the power supply will be like this. Let me see if I have enough space to bend the cable. It is not the draw that is the problem. It's the NS sync for the boot up of the BIOS. But try first with one cable from new PSU. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do what you're saying. GPU BIOS and boot up sequence. Okay. Okay. I just read something. Having the GPU power draw prior to the slot powering down could lead to damage to the board or GPU. Having the GPU power down prior to the slot powering down, but the GPU power from the connector will never go down before because the additional power supply is always on. The additional power supply will stay on all the time. So that should never be a problem. So what you're saying, maybe if I unplug, like, if the PC is running and I disconnect it here, then it could be a problem. But it will stay on all the time. It will stay here on all the time. So I don't see why would that be an issue. It's going to bend the GPU to feed. Okay, let's see. It could be too dangerous to power second GPU first. So what is that? I have to be careful. What's the problem with the second PSU? So it could be too dangerous to power the second GPU first. Oh, okay. So let me ask you. If I have the second power supply, if this second power supply is on all the time, but the GPU is not on, the PC is not on. Let's say the PC is off, and I have the power supply on. The GPU is not drawing any power. The GPU is not on, right? Why would the GPU draw any power if it's not? So my idea was, okay, this stays on, the GPU is connected, I turn on the PC, then the GPU turns on. I turn off the PC, the GPU turns off. But this will always stay on. Why would that cause an issue? The problem could be the order. I'm not saying it will be a problem, just that it could be. Well, that's concerning because this GPU is very expensive. I don't want to break it. Why would that be a problem? Like if I have the second power supply is on all the time, but that doesn't mean the GPU will be on. The GPU is gonna be off because the PC is off. It's not drawing any power. If I turn on the PC, then the GPU can turn on because it will draw the power from the power supply. Certain things should only be put on the PSU. So you tested that before? Dedicate your second power supply to the GPU only. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I should call China for help. Oh, so you have a system with two power supplies, and how do you do it? The GPU for the second power supply only? One PSU runs the GPU and drives. That's it. Well, I think we are maybe overthinking it, but I'll try, man. If it breaks, I'm gonna have to open. If it breaks, I don't know. I'm gonna have to. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay. Everyone else needs to be on the other unit for voltages, ramps, timing, etc. Well, I'm gonna have everything connected to the main power supply. True. After you turn off PC, switch off the main connector. After you Turn off PC, switch off the main connector cable. Yes, and then you power supply cables are split at 1 and 4x4. 6x2, the end that goes to the PSU is 6x2. 6 plus 2. So I should test it on a $20 PC? Or where do I get that? Where do I get a $20 PC with a 3080 and a 5090? I would just run and get that. Can you imagine that we blow the 5090 PC with 2 power supply? Yeah, of course. The thing is, I'm gonna order a cable. Once I get that cable, then it should be fine. I just need another PCI Express cable. This GPU is only for 5090 caliber. It's not for these old GPUs. So it only has one PCI Express cable, and I need another one. I do have the output from the power supply. I just need the cable. Okay, let me try. Let me try to bend the cable. Try to plug this in really well, then bend it. It's not that difficult to bend the cable now. It's a big distance though. Let's see if the case. Let me check that the case will close. No, actually, the case will not close. This is too big. This is too big. I'm gonna have to go. Oh, it doesn't. It doesn't close. Oh, it does not close. Be interesting to test the power draw from the wall after shutdown with a second. Yeah, and I can do that because I have an APC, a backup power supply that tells me the draw. So I will know that for sure because I will have this alone and I will unplug all the rest of the connectors. So I am expecting the power supply to be on but not draw anything. And right when I turn on the PC, then it will draw. So I should be able to see that for sure. So let me see if I have a way. If I put it upside down, then I have a bunch of cables. That's not going to work. If I do this, it's not going to work because this doesn't have space now. So I would have to get more space. I would have to tilt it even more. That's the solution. I will have to get it very close to the. The thing is, this is completely breaking the beauty of this case. Completely breaking the aesthetics of this case. I think the only place where this could make sense
is at the top, like this, having the cables, all the PCI Express cables and everything coming in, and then the power coming this way. But for that, I would need to glue the top of the power supply to glue that to the ceiling. And I do have some, I might better get some stripes from Home Depot or something to glue that to the ceiling. But if it drops, it smashes the whole PC. This is so ugly. I think it's better to have the power supply outside the case for now than trying to fit it on the case because it looks super ugly. Anyway. If I have the bars, why am I getting this? Oh, the alarm. I have to go. I have to go to work. Well, I'm not going anywhere because I work from home, but I have to start working. So I'm gonna have to leave it here. I'm gonna have to take the power supply out of the case. The thing is, this case closes without the side panel. I can close the case and the cable management looks perfect because it has a door, it has two doors. So all the cables are inside those two doors, and the only thing that's exposed is the fans. So this, what we did today, what we did in this live stream, works because I have the, I can, I have the fan opening to put the power supply through. So basically, what I'm gonna do with this, when I put the power supply outside the case until I get the new cable. Once I get the new cable, then problem solved. I can use the new power supply because I would have two PCI Express cables coming from the power supply. I just have to remove the 4-pin, the extra 4-pin for the CPU power, which is not necessary. Just with the 8-pin is more than enough. The 5800 X3D is not using 300 watts anyway. So this is gonna work. So then these two fans, I'm gonna put these two fans on the ceiling, and the power supply will be outside. So two in, two out. These two are out. This one is out. This space, just leave it there for the moment. And yeah, power supply will be outside the case, and that should work in the meantime. Now I have to say the GPU on this case is not sagging at all. It's perfect. On the other case, it was sagging, but of course this case is offering much better support here, so it's not sagging at all. So I guess that's what we're gonna do to get the PC working until I get the new cable. So I'm gonna buy that cable, this cable. Oh yeah, I already connected it. The PCI Express cable for this power supply. I need another one, so I'm gonna buy it. And then once it arrives, then I can remove the second power supply. But in the meantime, I'm gonna have to use it for the GPU. So what I'm gonna do is I have to start working now. We're gonna end the stream. I'm gonna read your comments. I cannot stay reading your comments because I have to start working. So what we're going to do is today I have to work until late. But when I finish, I might not have. So what I'm gonna do is probably today I'm not gonna have time for another stream. So what I'm gonna do is probably tomorrow, very early in the morning, like I did today. Probably we're gonna do the stream.
If not, then we do it like at tomorrow at 6 p.m. 5:30, 6 p.m. tomorrow, or very early in the morning. That's what we're gonna do. I still think you try with one GPU cable. It's only temporarily until the but I want to play games with one cable. It's not gonna work. Yeah, it should work. The GPU should power on and everything with one cable. Yeah. You think that would be better? Well, but to play games, I need more power. So I'm gonna read your comments. Let's leave it there. Thank you very much. I think the stream was great. I think this is, regardless if this works out well or not, as long as my GPU doesn't fry, this is good, because I think I'm learning from you, from your comments. We are doing some research and stuff, and that's good stuff. So anyway, I think we'll win. So yeah, I will do another stream tomorrow, and hopefully we can get it done. Hopefully tomorrow we can turn it on. I think it's ready. The only thing I have to do is to check. Actually, I do have to check the motherboard manual, because I don't remember which SATA connector is the fastest one, and not all of them are equally as fast. So where I connected them, it looks aesthetically better, but I'm not sure if that's the maximum speed. So I have to test the motherboard, so I don't have to, do a benchmark, then have to turn off the PC, change the cable. So once I do the cable management and everything, I don't want to have to touch it too much. So let's leave it there. I will come back tomorrow. Thank you very much for all of you. And undervolt video. I've never messed around with the voltage or anything, but I can try. Yeah, thank you very much for the support. I was expecting 0 viewers, because I was like, man, this is so early. Here in the US, there's no one's gonna be awakened. But we have people from all over the world, people from Greece, people from everywhere. So I have to start working in 4 minutes. So let's leave it there. I need to get the thing is, I'm gonna see if I buy the second PCI Express just to have it. But what I really want, look, if you can do me a favor, can drop in the comments where can I find. This is what I really want to as a permanent solution. What I really want is this. I want a 12 pin connector from these new GPUs that has, on the other end, it has 4 of these PCI Express. That's what I need. 4 of these PCI Express. That's what I need. Because that would solve the problem completely, even when I get the 5090, because this power supply has 2. It has 2 12-pin power connectors. So I have one for the 5090, the other one for the 3080. That would be the perfect solution. Regardless. So yeah, let's leave it there. Thank you very much. So we have people from European Union. Thank you very much. Bruno says new PSU PCA cable support, more current. Okay. MSI do 16 to 8 pin. That's what I want. I don't know. That would be perfect. I mean, the perfect thing would be that with the same aesthetics of the cables from this power supply, which is beautiful. It's just so, I like it a lot. So you're saying there might be a delta voltage of neutral between two PSUs. This would be like short circuit if feeding some device. Well, let's see. It is definitely not. It's definitely something to be careful about. So thank you very much. I'm gonna end the stream here and start working. And tomorrow we're gonna go back. So don't drop a link, Dan. Tell me the name of the website and the name of the product, and then I'll check it out. So thank you very much, Dan. Thanks a lot for your help, Bruno, Dan, everyone here. Thank you very much. So take care and see you tomorrow. And let's see what MSI says when they see the. Now I'm gonna do an official video. This live stream is to share my real-time experience. Yeah, let's leave it there. Thank you very much, you guys. Take care and see you tomorrow.